to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. A freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show.
The engine is starting up.
For launch. GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps to cabin link check.
2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
What is up? Oh, hang on a second. There we go.
Hello, everyone.
Getting listen personal. Freaks out there. This is Ryan.
This is Rhonda.
Whew. Today has been a day.
I tell you what, I am not amused that it's May 27th and I had to turn my heat on today. Not amused.
Yeah, it's this is what you call a tease.
Yeah.
Before the hell that is summer begins.
I was thinking this morning, I was like, dang, all the neighborhood pools and stuff opened over the weekend, and like, who's gonna get in that? Not me.
Yeah. The water parks at Kings Dominion opened this weekend, and not many people. I guarantee
There's
it was not very crowded on Monday.
Oh, I guarantee. Because as a kid, I didn't care.
Oh. Why? When I was a kid, my mom signed me up for swimming lessons at the pool we belonged to. We had to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was cold. 8 o'clock in the morning. And the water was really cold. So that's the reason why I am not a good swimmer, because I just wanted to get out the water. It's too cold. I don't like it. You know, when it hits your stomach and you kind of takes your breath away.
Yeah.
I am not a water person. I would rather stay on dry land. I'll stick my feet in the water.
Swimming lessons were early in the morning, so it didn't interfere with like the day stuff. So yeah, I
Oh,
remember that.
yeah.
I remember it being cold.
You don't want it to be like the middle of everyone playing and stuff. But I can doggy paddle with the best of them. And I taught myself how to do like the basic strokes. But if you're drowning and I'm next to you, don't count on me to save you because I am
Good to know. Good to
completely
know.
useless. Yes. So yeah, but it was good. It was nice weather on Saturday when we went out and placed the flag. So I'm thankful for that because if it had been like 95 degrees with 100% humidity or something like that, that would have been harsh.
Yeah, there was absolutely like no humidity, and it was just warm enough that if you were in the sun, like you would have had to come out of a jacket or hoodie. But like when you got in the shade, it got a little chilly. It was like perfect this weekend, but I think it's the rain that's just making it so damp. It's like all day I was like, I'm cold. I'm not turning the heat on. Cold. Not turning the heat on. And then like 2:30, I was like, I can't. I got to turn the heat on.
You finally cracked, huh?
I cracked.
I mean, not very often you turn the heat on in May, so that could be just like
enough to take the edge off. But I had to.
Hey, man, it's a good story to tell. You're like,
remember
the time
that day when it was so
in May?
cold?
Holy crap, that's crazy. So yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was.
I'm kind of wishing that we had scheduled the cabin con for last weekend. It would have been perfect, but there's no way to tell.
Yeah.
But this weekend, hopefully, we will have some dry weather.
Yeah. I saw something this afternoon that looked like Saturday's starting to look a little bit better.
Good.
Good news.
It's always the bad weather that stays the same. Like, let's say we want snow, and we see the weather is going to be snowing. You're like, oh, it's so excited to get snow, and then it changes to like just rain.
Yeah.
It's always the bad weather that doesn't change, like the rain or something like that.
Right.
So
right.
Hopefully,
yep,
we got to stay focused and send positive vibrations to the clouds and tell them to go to another part of Virginia.
Yes.
Shoot, I don't care. Go to Henrico, Chesterfield. Actually, you can stay in
Mechanicsville.
just stay, have a clearing, like over the cabin in the Brick Rancher.
That's right.
Just do that.
Yep, that's all we need.
We're not asking for much, are we? No,
we're not.
We just want nice weather for Cabin Con this weekend.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to it for months.
It's coming up. It's here.
And it's here.
And
I was working my presentation today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's in like 3 days.
God, I'll be glad when it's done, and we can. It's in the books. Everyone's having a good time because it's the first one. We don't know how it's going to go, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And again, if you're in the area,
come see us.
We have tents. We're going to do it rain or shine. So we'd love to see you guys. Come see us.
Yeah.
Come meet the freaks. Come listen to Rhonda give her speech.
That's right.
I'm gonna be cheering. I'm gonna have my face painted, Rhonda on it, with a wave middle of the speech.
No, goodness gracious.
Did you know that today is National Grape Popsicle Day?
Oh, they were always my favorite.
Mine too. I always loved the grape popsicle and the green ones.
Yeah.
Ooh. I wonder if every other flavor of popsicle has a day, or is it just grape popsicle because it's the best?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I don't see him having a
orange popsicle day.
Yeah, or a lemon popsicle day. Maybe a cherry. Maybe.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, cherry.
Maybe there's a fudgesicle day.
Cherry's the most sexual fruit there is, I think. I mean, you think cherry or peaches? Watermelon. Let's have a discussion on sexy fruits. All right, guys, what do you think? What's the
Like, how
sexiest
did we
fruit?
end up here?
See, we have this is kind of in-depth discussions we have on the Freakin' Awesome Paranormal Show. What's the sexiest fruit out there? Chat, let me know. Let me know what you guys think is the sexiest fruit. I think watermelon or cherries. Strawberries, that's a sexy fruit. Robert,
watermelon.
Ronnie, there it is. Sorry. Watermelon. Robert White said watermelon. That's good. That's good. But banana. Banana. That's definitely.
Well, there you go. There you go. Banana.
We're making a sexy. What's the sexiest fruit salad you can think of? See, some discussions. We love it here on the Freakin' Awesome.
We love the Freakin' Awesome Show. I'm telling you what.
Yes, we do. So let's acknowledge our friends in chat.
Yes. Let me go through here. Hello, Keith.
Pineapple,
Thanks
Michelle.
for sharing us out. Our friend Teresa from Canada, Kristen Coleman, Jenny Payette, Ashley Herndon, Amanda Lee, Kevin Z Sun Dragon, Michelle Kleckler Caps, Sharon Metter, Lois Clark, Michael Brooks, Vet Girl, not Wet Girl, Ryan, Vet Girl.
Oh,
Robert White.
Got me excited there for a second.
Michelle Wilfong, Ronnie Anderson, Leah. I'm still scrolling. I got everybody. I think I got everybody. Welcome in, everyone.
Welcome to the show. Now,
welcome.
I think our freaks need to know how to live their lives.
Okay.
For the next week.
Let me give one more shuffle here. And Courtney, Nicole. Hello.
Nicole.
Welcome in.
They were supposed to go on an investigation with Hill City last weekend, and I bailed on them because I was super tired from the flag. So I apologize for that. The tube is really lagging behind. What the heck, YouTube?
Papaya.
I'm sorry, guys, if you're on YouTube.
All right. Cougar is who we got for this week. Pretty cool card right there. It says assertive. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. So, I think, sometimes we don't want to take on the leadership role. I think many of us are always capable of taking that on, but sometimes we just don't want it because of all the chaos that comes with being the leader and getting things done. But you never know until you try it. You know what I mean? I think this is one of those cards that's just basically saying, be confident, in your moves, take action, make things happen. I lost there was something I wanted to say. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know what to do and where to go. Like, I know a lot of times we don't want to take that leadership role, but then we complain when other people take it because we don't like how they're doing things. It's a sure way if you just take the lead that you can get things moving in the direction that you want to. Yeah, I think that's what I got for this week. There was something I had and it went shoop. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I think I got it back. I think the thing about it is a lot of us don't want to take the leadership role when we'd actually be really good at it. Or we might not even realize we're good at it until we try. And the problem is we're stuck in our own way. So sometimes you've got to step out of your own way and out of your own comfort zone and just go and do and make things happen, and take that big step that you're afraid of, which kind of works for me.
Just believe in yourself, like you're doing this weekend by giving your speech or your whatever your talk on
My presentation on divination
presentation.
tools in the paranormal.
There we go. You're taking a chance.
Yep.
You know, you believe in yourself. And I think Courtney asked a very important question that needs to be answered by us.
What age do I become a cougar?
What that's something that we all need to discuss. What is the proper age to become a cougar?
That's a good question.
I mean, what's the age gap with someone when you're a cougar? Is it 10 or 20 years, you think?
I don't know.
That's a good question. See, thought-provoking conversation here.
When do you go from a cougar to a deaf leopard?
When you lose your hearing, I guess. I don't know.
And you need a miracle ear?
Yes.
You say, huh?
When you have a hearing aid, you become a deaf leopard. Someone came in here late. Came in late and missed the first conversation. Well, we talked about it being Great Popsicle Day, and we discussed what's the sexiest fruit. We came up with a good list. To do. Michelle Wilfong said pineapple, and I know why she said that. Dirty girl.
I mean, she's not wrong.
No. I won't know anything about that. But in the slang, here it is, guys. In the slang context, a cougar. Here, let's see here. Boop. A cougar refers to a woman typically in her 30s or 40s. So we're in prime cougar territory now, who actively seeks romantic and sexual relationships with much younger men, according to dictionary.com. The term is used to describe women who are romantically interested in younger bananas, as they say. There's a commercial. Oh, shoot. You know what? I gotta do it. Hang on. We're gonna get all your stuff, all your readings done. I gotta show this commercial really quick because it's fucking hilarious. All right, let me get it queued up here. Just bear with me for a second. Then we'll screen share. Here we go. Share. Okay. Boop. All right. Is it there? Yep. Okay. There we go.
Here's Wet Banana. You can dash and splash on Wet Banana like Billy. You can dip and slip like Ricky. Slippery wet fun for the whole gang. Could that be Mom on Wet Banana? It is. Regular Wet Banana, 25 feet long, and the new Wet Banana Super Slide, 30 feet long, each sold separately. Wet Banana Super Slide comes with 30-foot.
Tell you what, if I saw Mom on my Wet Banana, I would have some issues.
And why does one of the kids have to be named Willie?
I mean, come on. Come on. Is that Mom on Wet Banana? I made the giant 25-foot Wet Banana.
Oh my God.
Oh man. They had to know. Teresa had a Wet Banana.
Know. They had
to. Yeah,
know.
you did. It's Wet Banana. Oh, so now it's time for the Freakin Awesome playlist.
Ta-da!
Yes, and this is the part of the show where we recommend songs for you, for all our freaks out there. And I asked Dana Marie for her song, and she had just gone to see, Jeannie wants a
you want a Wet Banana?
Ask her husband for a Wet Banana. I'm sure he'll oblige you for that one. Tip and slip like Ricky. She went to the Metallica concert, and her song was Fade to Black.
Nice.
Really, she had a good time at the Metallica concert, and that's awesome. That is awesome. Howie, I just messaged him, and he responded. We got to send our prayers and good vibes to Howie. He's not been feeling good. So sending positive vibrations and healing vibes to Howie from the Orion Effect, and hope he starts to feel better soon. And everyone's going crazy for the wet banana over here. I mean, and why not? Tip and slip like Ricky. But his song is Godly and Crew, and it's Cry.
Okay.
And I can say I've never heard of Godly and Crew.
Me neither.
But I mean, leave to Howie to pick out a band that no one's ever heard of before. You know, that's kind of his thing. And my song is The Famous Final Scene by Bob Seger.
Okay. I like Bob Seger. That's a good one. Courtney, song recommended, My Ding-a-Ling. This show is going down one of those paths tonight.
Yeah.
All right, my song is Coming Home Soon by High June.
Here we go, guys. So check out, I'm going to try to find the songs and put them on the Freakin Awesome playlist Facebook page.
Oh, Ronnie, that's one of my favorite songs. Shine Down Symptoms of Being Human.
Yeah, hopefully
Howie. He's not been feeling well for a while now.
Hopefully he starts to feeling better, and all our prayers and stuff will help with that stuff. I believe that, you know, positive vibrations and stuff do help.
Yep.
You know, along with cough medicine and whatever else. But, you know, it's all about positive outlook on life. So let's go ahead and bring our guest on, Dana Marie Vollmer, and ask her the freaking awesome question of the week. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
How is
to the
everyone
show.
today?
Oh, you know us. Having completely serious conversations over here.
I know you're talking about the current political environment, aren't you?
Yes. And, you know, the price of corn in Guatemala, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. So, the freaking awesome question of the week. What are 2 random movies that you can watch over and over and over again?
Okay, so anything in the Harry Potter series or anything in that at World and Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Interview with a Vampire. I've been rewatching the Mission Impossible series. I'm just thinking about Tom Cruise with blonde hair as Lestat.
I don't think that Brad Pitt ever looked as good as he did in Interview with a Vampire. But then I really like Bram Stoker's Dracula as well, even though Keanu Reeves' acting was...
I mean, it's like Shakespearean.
Yeah, it was mere perfection.
It was like watching Ted Theodore Logan from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure go up against Dracula.
Yeah, but I love Dracula. I've read the book several times, so I love the movie.
I mean, I haven't seen that movie in a while. So Harry Potter and any kind of Dracula movie.
Yeah, I like vampires.
You like Twilight?
I did. I'm just kind of over it now.
Yeah. Mary Rokovich and Mean Girls.
Nice.
Those are good movies. What about you, Rhonda?
Me, Weekend at Bernie's. If I see that on, I'm
Oh
gonna.
my God, Weekend at Bernie's is
I'm gonna watch
funny.
it. It's just hilarious. And then anything with John Candy in it, like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, or anything that he was in, I will watch because I found him hilarious.
My favorite John
Can you
Candy
see
movie
the
is
chaos going
probably,
on right here?
Yep.
we got a little what is she licking your face?
Yeah, he's holding my head and licking my face.
She's like, you got a spot on your forehead, I gotta clean it off for a second.
He just wants attention. Now he's chewing on my hair.
You see John Wick versus Dracula, that would be a good movie. I would watch that.
See,
What are
Amy
you doing, handsome?
on Maverick.
I'm seeing your comment.
Yes,
Yes,
Amy.
we see
just
your
saw
comments.
that. Ooh, Cannonball Run, Clueless. All good movies.
See, my two would be Maverick, the one with Mel Gibson, the comedy, and Gone in 60 Seconds, the Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Another two that there's three that never get old for me: Airplane, Blazing Saddles, and Baseballs.
Oh, Spaceballs. All three of them are great movies.
Yes.
So all these guys, every comment are some really, really good movies.
Yeah.
American Paris.
So tonight we are doing tarot card reading. So we want to get as many people in as possible. I need Rhonda to keep track of the people.
I came prepared.
Awesome. So how do you want to do this? You want to do like one question or like an overall?
I'm gonna do general readings like I did the last time.
Okay.
What
do you want to do? One follow-up? Want to do one follow-up, or can they message you with a follow-up question?
I can do one follow-up.
Okay.
I'm going to apologize on the behalf now that I look like a bog witch, and if my mind is chaotic, I've had a day, and if my cat just taking my glasses off my face and licking my head is any sign of what I've been dealing with today. Even I'm on my phone right now, so I can't see the comments because apparently Facebook on my computer won't log me on because something went against the community standards.
Oh my.
So
community standards talking about sexy fruit, you think?
It had to be that wet banana.
I think we're on a thin line there, Ryan. I think we're pushing the envelope.
I think it was that incognito pineapple comment.
Well, I mean, man, that's pretty sad if that's the case. Someone can't say pineapple and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder if we're still live on Facebook. I guess we are. We're still getting comments on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will see if I can go live again, because I wasn't allowed to go live for a while.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. It's the first time been like last week was the first time I was able to go live on the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show page and my personal page in like a month.
Oh wow. So
and that's right.
I have a pretty awesome story that I want to share.
Hearing that story.
So I was scrolling through TikTok, and a friend of mine had an experience that put him in a hospital in a pretty bad spot. And he had posted a TikTok about it and was pretty emotional about it. And I'm sitting here scrolling through TikTok and I see it. So I'm watching because I knew he was in the hospital, but I'm the type of person that, like, when someone's going through the thick of it, I know how hard that can be. And I know that it can be kind of annoying to have like all these people like texting you and stuff and having to constantly rehash what's going on when you're just trying to get through your days. So I figured, like, you know, send that like I'm here for you comment and then just kind of wait until things calm down, like get the story, you know, maybe show up with a gift or something, like do that, because what the last thing you want is a lot of people trying to be in your ear while you're going through it. So he's home and he's posting the story, and I'm sitting there looking and I'm like, there is an old woman standing behind him in this TikTok. So I call his wife real quick and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure his grandma was in that TikTok, smiled and put an arm on his shoulder. Now they live like 10 minutes from me. So I'm like talking and she hands the phone to him and I tell him and he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, oh my God. Like, yeah, she's like totally there. And I'm like saying to his wife, I'm like, I almost like want to go to your house and like see if these 3 people that I saw, because there was 3, but like 2 didn't come forward. I just kind of picked up on them. And I'm like, I kind of just want to go and see if they're like actually still there. And they're like, girl, come on over. So this whole me just looking through TikTok prompted an impromptu reading. And I was able to let him know that 3 people that he misses dearly were there and just kind of like be a mouthpiece and help with like that pathway to healing. And it was just like such a beautiful thing. And it was the last thing I was expecting to do on a random day where I was just lounging around in my pajamas, sitting on my couch, scrolling through TikTok. It was something I was so happy to do. And it got very emotional, but I thought it was such a beautiful thing. And I was so happy to do it. And I don't even know if I brushed my teeth that day.
I'm sure they didn't notice.
Yeah. Well, they gave me
so
coffee,
cool.
so that would have covered it up.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing covers bad breath up like coffee. That's for
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was so happy about that. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Cool things happen when you just follow your instinct to do something.
Yeah.
Scrolling TikTok does serve a purpose. You might have to give a reading on someone.
Yeah, someone who least expected it right after like a scary hospital visit.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
And so we able to, connect them and everything, and they tell them what the grandma needed. Was she there for a reason, or was she just there to give comfort to them?
So my perception is that some people pass over and just pop in and out of our lives, and then other people stick around until their loved ones achieve whatever they want to achieve. And those family members were kind of just sticking around until the loved ones in their family gotten to certain points in their lives, and then they were going to pass over. And so I was able to let him know that, and I was able to kind of like work as a mouthpiece, or at least with them there and me able to respond, like have him just like kind of have a little bit of a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it was just like intuition and emotion that I was able to communicate my understandings, or with actual words verbatim, I was able to like communicate like whatever their responses were.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is so cool. So, all right. So we're gonna do this. We can't do long drawn out explanations. We want to get as many people on as possible. If you have any other questions, can they message you if they need something more in depth? Her name is Dana Marie Vollmer, or she's also Divinations by Dana is your Facebook page.
Yes.
And she does a great job. So if you want a full reading from her, you can contact her for that purpose. This is just going to be a quick overall,
Yeah, this is going to be just a quick general read with one follow-up question. My readings generally last 30 minutes or more, depending on whether or not a spirit comes in or whether or not there needs to be more follow-ups.
Yeah, so we can't do that, unfortunately. It would be here till like 4 o'clock in the morning, which I love you guys, but I need sleep. So
my level of exhaustion today, I can't do that either. I'll be like passed out on the table before I even get that far.
Okay, so just whoever wants a reading, just say what you want to know in chat, and we'll get started.
Yep, we've got Teresa Chalmers wants a reading, and Courtney Nicole wants a reading.
I know Amanda Lee wants a reading as well.
Okay, got her on the list. Yeah.
All right, who's going first? And the same as before, if I can get a little picture so I have something to focus on.
Let's do Teresa first.
Yep.
They're Amanda. We'll do Teresa, then Amanda.
Okay.
All right. Teresa. Emma, same as last time. I'm using my favorite Philly Tarot deck because it's got that sass, that spice that I ever so love in my readings.
I'm going to reheat my tea real quick.
I can't do tea readings. I said I can't. I thought you said read my tea real quick. I said I can't do tea
I'm going
readings.
to reheat my tea. I don't need you reading my tea. Or spilling my tea for that matter.
All right, so we're starting off crossed by the High Priestess and the Empress. So you've got some beautiful energy. The Empress is the card of, I call it pregnancy or birth. This can be pregnancy of ideas, motherhood, beautiful female, loving, nurturing energy. So I feel like you have the opportunity to give birth to new opportunities in your life, but you're also, what I'm getting is you're not trusting your intuition. So you have the opportunity right now to create something beautiful and something new, but you're not trusting your intuition. You're holding yourself back. Now, I'm getting the High Priestess right side up, but something's telling me that even though it's right side up and your intuition is strong, that you shouldn't, that you're not really trusting it. Now, what I see in the future is that you don't really use your voice the way that you should. And if you kind of keep on this path, that there's going to continue to be a blockage in the future. You need to use your voice and your intellect the way that you should. And you need to kind of trust in yourself that your voice and your intellect and your clarity is there. Like the King of Swords is very strong, very strong, very just like will cut you with his words, very smart, very quick. You need to trust with yourself that you are these things because you have a blockage right now. There was an imbalance in the past, an imbalance of justice that kind of led you to where you are right now, as well as a decision that you were not comfortable with that kind of put you where you are right now and in the path of where you are. But I can see in the future that you're going to have more balance and you're going to have more empathy and you're going to be sitting in your power and you're going to be a lot more comfortable and you're going to have that beautiful Queen of Cups energy and you are going to be a little bit more empathetic to the things going on around you. I wonder if you have a little bit of a blockage with that right now, but don't worry because that's coming through. Right now, I feel like you're coming in hard and you're coming in fast on certain things. And the way that the world's affecting you and the way you're affecting the world is there's a power struggle. There's some control going on. And sorry, I was just reading the little caption right there. So there's a little bit of a power struggle, and I'm wondering if the power struggle is really all in your head because I don't feel as though the power struggle is necessarily going on outside because it looks like your internal emotions is like you don't know when to put the sword down. Like you've been in this situation for a long time and you're just tired of fighting. This is your message to put the sword down and walk away. Whatever this situation is that you're in, you've been in it long enough and it's time to set yourself free. The devil talks about the ties that bind humanity and the chains that bind humanity, and you want to set yourself free. When you look at this card and these chains that are around these other mascots, because they're not people in this card, because it's
Is
Philly.
that
And
the
it's
Philly
gray.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These chains are loosely around these other mascots' necks. They can slip off of them and walk away. They don't have to stay chained. And that's the situation that we've got going on here. You can easily slip these chains off your neck and walk away. You can easily put that sword down and stop fighting. And I feel like it's time for you to walk away. If you do that, then you're going to get into, you got two beautiful queens as your outcome. You've got the Queen of Cups in your future, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles as your outcome. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's got some great energy because she's living in the garden, just living her life up. She's got the health, wealth, the happiness, and the abundance. It's just a little bit of issues and a little bit of a hump that you need to get through.
Hopefully that helps. I think I was for Teresa, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if you, I don't know if Teresa's still here or not, but if that helps at all, let us know. Teresa, if you have any questions, let us know.
And I'll pull 3 clarifiers just because she's not here right now, so in case she asks later. So she
Okay.
just needs to stop ruminating because happiness is on the way and she's going to get some good news.
Nice.
So Amanda says she just wants a general understanding of what's going on with the horrible situation she is in.
That's a general enough question. I can work with that. I don't like specifics. I don't like to know until afterwards, at least.
And again, if you have any more, if you want to go and get a more in-depth reading from Dana, just message her and she can set you up and give you more in-depth. This is more of a general.
Yeah. Like, and I definitely have time tomorrow if anybody wants a more in-depth reading. And I definitely have time in the mornings this week.
I can vouch for her.
Yeah. I'm one of the few people that's read for you.
Yep.
Oh, it's Amanda next, right?
Yep.
It is Amanda. Awesome, Teresa. I'm glad it's helping. And
glad you hang in there.
yes. We love our Canadian connection.
All right, so we've got some beautiful King of Cups energy crossed by the Knight of Pentacles. So it looks like you're sitting there and you're sitting in your power. You're very emotionally stable right now, and you're just waiting on your finances, your health, your wealth, and your happiness to come through. It looks like the goal right now is to get your household in order. Just give me 1 second, please.
Okay. And we will get all the readings done tonight, guys. So we're in for the long haul.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
It was just
It's okay.
The goal is to get to the end of a cycle, and it's the end of an emotional cycle. It looks like that is the goal. There are some blockages that you have right now as far as to getting that end of the cycle to be fulfilling. But the goal is to get to the end of this emotional cycle that you're in. But it looks like because you're sitting in your power right now, that everything is good. Now, you are a hard worker, and I see that you are putting all of your work into this cycle, and it's almost like you're like, you know it. You are like, bitch, I know I'm working my ass off, and I don't care if you know it because I freaking know it. But then again, you're tired. And I see that you're kind of checking on is it better to stick with the devil I know or the devil I don't know right now? Now, the one thing I can tell you is that in the future, you have the upper hand on the situation. So if you want to go with the devil that you don't know, then you can absolutely go with the devil that you don't know because you have the upper hand. And right now, you have the Queen of Pentacles energy, but you have a blockage. So in order for you to get this Queen of Pentacles to be sitting right side up, we need to end the cycle. Because the way the world's affecting you and the way you're affecting the world right now is there is an ending, a painful ending that's coming. So if you want to know, you said that you knew the mess, that this is the one that wanted to know about the mess in her life right now, right?
Yeah.
So she already knows what's going on. She knows that she has some decisions to make. And the thing is that I'm going to say is the decision that you have to make is the one that's going to be the most painful. And I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you already knew the answer. This is your validation. Now, what's going to come with that emotionally and in your mind and in your thoughts, and you're already preparing yourself for this, so you're just looking for the validation, is a lot of healing. And you've been preparing yourself for this healing. So you're in a good spot. Now, the final outcome that's going to come from this is once you got that ending, because the ending's coming. We've got 2 10s here. 10s talk about the end of a cycle. You got 2 10s in your reading. So no matter what, the cycle's going to end. And it might be painful, yeah, but it's also going to leave you with some emotional instability for a little bit there. But it's also going to, once you get through that, you're going to have a lot more emotional stability at the end, and you're already stable enough to handle it right now. You're strong enough to handle it, and you're going to have some beautiful Queen of Swords energy. So you're going to be smart, you're going to be quick with your tongue, and you're going to be able to just sit in your power and know that you did the right thing.
Wow. Hopefully that helps you out, Amanda. You know, I know what you're going through right now, and you know, just know that you have the power. So, and again, if you have any more questions, you can always contact Dana and ask her for more in-depth reading.
Yeah.
Who's if you have any questions, of course, on here, we'll take them.
Yeah. And for the follow-up, I got Page of Swords. So I say that there's going to be some things that you're going to be learning soon. You definitely follow your own bliss, and we're going to be manifesting new passions.
That's good. Follow your bliss. That's a good advice for anyone.
Yep, and new passions will keep your mind busy when bad things are going on. For
sure, man. You get your mind off stuff and try new things.
Yep.
Perfect. So who's next on our
Courtney Nicole is next.
Awesome.
Who's next?
Courtney Nicole.
Okay. See, Ryan, I am wide awake now. I told you as soon as I started, it'd be fine.
Get in the zone, and you start, waking up.
Well, it's just like when I do Reiki, I pull energy from the cards. So.
There we go. Amanda's starting HVAC school in the fall. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That's a great new opportunity. That's exactly what you should be looking for.
Focus on different things. Focus on the future.
Yep.
Okay. So we are crossed by a painful ending, but yet abundance at the same time. So it almost seems to me like the end of a cycle moving forward into things were really bad, but things are also getting better. But I'm wondering if you're not seeing that the things are getting better right now, or if it's hard to see that the things are getting better, or what's in front of you, because maybe the getting better hasn't fully showed itself just yet. The abundance hasn't fully shown itself just yet because it's crossed and it's not fully there, but just know that it's there because you're crossed with it. In the future, the goal is to have some news come your way. This news is going to tickle your intellect. And my gut is saying, even though the swords talk about like the air and the intellect and something, my gut is saying that this might be something to do with, like, I can't help but my gut keeps saying a job. I don't know why, because this has nothing to do with the job. Like, this card has nothing to do with the job, but my gut keeps saying that this has news to do with the job. In the future, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, so we've got a nice, beautiful end to a financial cycle. And we've also got the King of Pentacles there, so this to me seems very good so far. Oh, that's the future. I'm sitting here reading backwards. We want to know how we got to that future. So we have some Queen of Swords in our life. Normally, I would say that there was a female in your past that kind of led you there, but I'm feeling like this is more of a person than specifically a female. This very well could be a male that just has sassy energy. But this could be a person that was just very rude and kind of cut you down in the past. I feel like you might have had a couple people who kind of got you where you were right now. So I'm not putting my finger on just one of them that have kind of attributed to where you are right now. And they didn't hold back with their tongue, basically. And that's crossed by the Hierophant. So I'm wondering if, I want to say that maybe you don't really deal well with authority, or maybe authority didn't deal well with you. It could be both, because I don't always deal well with authority. And in certain situations, authority didn't deal well with me. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. But in the future, we got a beautiful end to a beautiful cycle along with the King of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like this is a good thing. I feel like you're in your hermit phase right now, that you're just so over shit and so over people that you just don't want to be bothered, and that's fair. But keep in mind that you got to come out of that eventually. The answers that you seek are within yourself, but you got to be careful that when you go inside yourself for too long, the outside world becomes scary, and then it's hard to go back out into there. So you have to take people in small doses while you're in your hermit phase. Right now, the way that you're affecting the world and the world's affecting you is, I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication going on and just a lot of overstimulation and a lot of cats licking my forehead. It seems like you want to be fair in your head. Like, you really want to be fair with what's going on, and everything that's come at you so far is just not, it's making it hard to be fair. So it's like, I would say it's like one of those situations where you're a good person and you're a fair person and you desperately want to be the villain, but you're too good natured to be the villain. So you're sitting here trying to take a bad situation to make it fair, or take a situation and make it fair. But the ultimate outcome is there's going to be some sweet gestures, and there's going to be some, I'm hearing playful. So there's going to be some playful times coming in the future that you can look forward to. So you're going to have a little bit of fun.
Awesome.
And if you may feel like you're left out in the cold right now, and there may be some issues with control, but just remember, everything's going to even out right now. justice is on its way. So everything's going to even out.
Courtney says, funny you say job. I have a job interview tomorrow. So there you go. So
Nice.
you're
Talk
for a
about
reason.
financial abundance show in itself.
Yeah.
Yay, Courtney.
Perfect. Hopefully it goes well. We'll be sending I'll send positive vibes to Courtney for her job tomorrow.
Sending you all the vibes.
Yes. All right. Who is next?
Keith Ottersberg.
All right.
Keith, host of the Otter's Den, who comes on every Monday night at 8 o'clock only on the Rift Nation Network. If you're ready to talk about spiritual talk, check out the Otter's Den every Monday night. It's a great show.
Yes, it is.
Very in-depth conversations. Good stuff.
And it looks like we're getting a co-reading by Creamy tonight, so it's Dana and Creamy show. He's my assistant.
Your lovely assistant.
Yes, my one-eyed toothless baby.
Of course, Keith.
Absolutely, Keith.
We love the Otter's Den.
Now, I wish you could have seen how well I shuffled this deck.
You need to shuffle on camera next time so we can see you. See the goodness of you shuffling.
No, I shuffled it really good to make sure I didn't get no repeats on cards, and I still got repeats. Alrighty, so we've got the Six of Pentacles crossed by Justice. So even though the Six of Pentacles and the Justice are both upright, I feel like these two crossing each other is almost canceling each other out, and I feel like there's an imbalance in his life. So I don't know. With the Pentacles, it almost makes me wonder if there's something going on health-wise in his life that if he's just more tired than normal, or if there's something going on, like, I want to say in the earthly realms, but I'm feeling like there's an imbalance, like something's being thrown off here that he's just now finding out about, or if he's just feeling off lately, if something just isn't quite right, because that's what I'm picking up on. We've got the this is what happens when I talk too much and my brain goes faster than my mouth. The goal is to plant your seeds and watch them grow. So I am hearing loud and clear, patience, 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 patience. The Seven of Pentacles talks about the Pentacles. Most people talk about money, but that could be health, wealth, happiness, anything in the earthly realms. That could be your family, anything like that. Usually it's plant your seeds and watch them grow. This is a very slow card because you got to plant those seeds and you got to watch it. It's manifestance. It's abundance. It's waiting for everything to come to fruition. So to me, I'm just hearing patience. We've also got judgment in the past for how we got here. So I'm feeling like something in the past happened that needed to be atoned for, and it's atoned for, so that's why we are where we are right now. The Wheel of Fortune, so you had some good things in your past. You didn't have a nasty past. You had some good things in your past, which is good. And in the future, you have more of those beautiful pentacles, and just keep pegging away, keep doing what you're doing, because you are mastering your craft and things are going along. It just takes a little bit of patience right now. Currently, it looks like you are in a situation where you need a rest. You are fighting really hard. You've got the Five of Swords. You need to kind of lay that sword down and kind of pick your battles right now. So I would definitely recommend kind of taking a step back and reevaluating some things, because you are definitely going full head of steam with. I got the number 5, and I don't know why, but you're going full head of steam with too many things, and we need to kind of pull back on that. So if you're fighting too many battles or 5 battles or whatever that is, I don't know what the number 5 is about, you need to drop a couple of swords. The way that you're affecting the world and the world's affecting you is that I'm almost getting anxiety. Like, we got the knights usually bring in news, and I feel like you're waiting on something, but pentacles are slow. So again, the theme of this reading is patience, because I'm using this timeline as an example, so don't take my word for this. This is not a prediction. But when you're using timelines in tarot, pentacles can take up to a year. So when I say that, like, and this is a pentacle, what you are waiting for is coming to you. It's just not going to come as fast as you think it's going to come. But it's coming. You've got way too much anxiety in your head. We need to kind of calm that down. And I'm wondering if that's making you overthink things. The card that we got is the 7 of Swords, and with the 7 of Swords, you can either interpret that as watch your back or protect your ass. And I'm just going to leave it at that, because you take that as the card's meaning. I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm not going to interpret that any further. The outcome of this is the Page of Swords. So there are some things that you need to learn, especially on an intellectual level with the situation that you're looking at. But the key of this reading is just patience. And my gut is getting the number 5, and that something's imbalanced that you might need to look into. And hopefully that makes sense. If I pull 3 clarifiers, there's a blockage with partnerships. You may want to reach out to someone who has a little bit more knowledge on something, and you might want to decide what's better, the devil you know or the devil you don't know.
Well, there you go. Hopefully that helps.
I hope I'm not going too fast for these people.
No, I think you're doing good. I think you're being very clear with your, and we kind of go at a kind of a faster pace to make sure everyone gets on, and we're not here till like midnight. Here's let's see what Keith says here. Yes, on the health, job imbalance. Astrology has been pushing a bit. There's that word, patience. Laugh my ass off. Used to judge myself for my past, but I've forgiven myself. I've been planting some seeds here and there. 5, change. I'm accepting the change. Normally fight it. I'm waiting on something, but no time is needed to see. Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius with a traumatic brain injury. So difficult to control thoughts at times. Thank you. Made a lot of sense. So
Okay, perfect.
So who is next?
Amy Cullum.
All right, Amy. Well, damned if those 3 didn't come out really fast. So the first thing I'm going to say before I even start this read is, Amy, you are so much stronger than you realize. This looks like you're going through a hard time. So we're crossed by death and the Page of Cups. So it looks like we're dealing with a lot of change, and I feel like this is unwanted change. This could actually be the loss of someone. Like, this could be a change that's an actual loss, or more of a like the loss of someone or the loss of a situation. Like, it might not necessarily be a death, but it is a loss. It could be like moving, loss of friendship, loss of something. Something that would cause grief in our life, and it doesn't necessarily have to be death, but it's definitely a change that we're dealing with. And or it could be a breakup or something. And we're sitting here and we've got the Page of Cups, so I feel like we're trying to emotionally navigate that situation, and we're having a hard time with that. The goal here is the Eight of Cups, so we need to learn how to move forward from the things that no longer serve us. I just heard move forward from those who no longer serve us, so maybe that's a clue. What got us here in the past was the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like you went through a situation where you were, whether or not it's true, you inside felt like you were utterly alone. And that sucks. And I feel like there were people who said and did all the right things, but when it came down to it, they weren't there for you when you necessarily needed them. And that's kind of where you are right now. The future is going to lead to a little bit of a control battle. But I don't feel like there could have been a controlling person in your past. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I feel like the control is necessarily you learning how to gain control of yourself and just trying to like get yourself back together is where I'm seeing like the control issues. Because sometimes when you have like these cards laid out together and then you see control, like, what's the biggest thing we have to learn how to control? Sometimes when we walk away from a shitty situation, we have to learn how to control ourselves again. We have to pick ourselves back up. Where you stand right now, now's the time for action. Now's the time to make it work. Now's the time to make shit happen. If you have goals, if you have dreams, if you have anything that you want to do, now's the time to do it. So get motivated and get yourself out there. The way that you affect the world and the world affects you, be cautious. We've got this Seven of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Swords here. So just be cautious. Don't take people at face value. Use your gut. Trust your gut. Your inner thoughts right now, you're doubting yourself and you're doubting your strength, but you are a hell of a lot stronger than you realize. I'm hearing that you are probably one of the strongest people you know, if not the strongest person you know. So don't doubt that. But in the end, there is a happy ending because you do have a fully emotionally fulfilling end of a cycle at the end of this. And you are going to learn so much more. You are going to move away from what doesn't serve you, and you're going to leave your baggage. And any grief that you're feeling, you're going to go ahead and move through that as well.
Hopefully that helped Amy with her, whatever questions she has, and you got the clarifier.
Yeah, I did the clarifier. That was those. I threw the clarifiers at the end.
I got you. All right. Well, Amy, hopefully that helps you. And
yeah,
again, if you want any further further explanation or need ask a more in-depth question, you can message Dana. She'll be happy to set something up with you. Who we have next?
Next, we have Jeannie.
Oh, I love Jeannie. I'm going to see Jeannie this weekend at the Cabin on 360.
Yep, at Cabin Con.
Cabin Con.
Do I know Jeannie?
You do.
Yeah, Jeannie Payette. You've done one of our roundtables together, I think.
Oh, now I'm a little flustered. She stole my stepdad right in the. Woo!
There we go.
Alrighty. Let me shuffle my cards one more time for Jeannie.
She gets a double shuffle.
Double shuffle.
Double shuffle.
On point.
We actually have Jeannie on the show coming up in a couple of months.
Hey.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I will be right back, guys.
Alrighty. All right, so Jeannie got two very good cards crossed with each other. She's got the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, so she definitely knows where she's at in her life, and she's definitely standing in her power. The goal in this is to... So the Knight of Swords normally means that you are to receive news, and that's news that's going to deal with intellect and stuff, but I'm hearing that you have to bring news to someone. And I'm hearing they ain't gonna like it, but I'm hearing that the goal or the outcome is to bring news, so we're just going to go with that. The past situation that led you here was a blockage with manifestation, and that's coming with partnerships. That's verified with the Two of Cups. The future, right now, it looks like there's a blockage in your justice, but that blockage can be cleared up. It looks like there's an end of a cycle that's in process right now. When I skip ahead, because right now we've got you sitting at the Three of Cups with a blockage. So either there's too many cooks in your kitchen, there's too many people stirring your pot, or you are just not allowing yourself the celebration that you deserve. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit. The way that you're affecting the world and the world's affecting you is we've got the Ten of Swords, so there's a very painful ending that's going on here. I feel like if this painful ending ends properly, and I'm being told to say if the ending severs all the cords properly, then the justice will be righted and there will be no blockages. Internally, you're good. You know this. So you've got your internal emotions know that you've got this end of the cycle, and the emotions are kind of fulfilled because you pretty much know and are just sitting here waiting for this reading to give you that verification of that. And the reason that I'm saying that you need to that there's an issue with the celebration is because your outcome card is the Six of Wands, which means that you're not celebrating your small successes. So you either need to learn how to celebrate yourself a little bit more so that you can remove that blockage where you stand in yourself, or you need to kick that cook out of the kitchen so that you can celebrate yourself more. So that way your outcome can be you celebrating your small successes more. And the clarifiers is, it's absolutely like I said. So if everything goes as I said, then the balance will be restored. There'll be more fairness. You'll be able to follow your bliss, and you'll be able to let go of the things that you're holding on to so tightly. But Jeannie knows who she is.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, she does. But it's really easy. All of us, and I'm not even like everyone. It's so easy to fall in trap when you're a healer that you're so busy healing and helping others that you forget to take care of yourself.
And you second guess yourself.
Yeah.
It's good to get a second opinion on things as well. And,
Yeah.
You know, and get reassurance, because Jeannie says herself, "You're so on point. I'm leaving my indigenous tribe and starting my own." You see, that's got to be such a big, huge decision.
And talk about cooking in the kitchen. That's amazing.
Yeah. So that is, wow. We all need to start sending Jeannie positive vibes.
Yeah.
Just send everyone positive vibes.
That's a resounding message that's coming up tonight.
Yeah.
Is a lot of people are getting ready to make some
big changes, and
that's in different directions.
It kind of goes with what your card was at the beginning of the show, Rhonda, about taking steps.
Imagine that. Imagine that. It's
circle.
stepping out and taking the lead in your own life.
We went from talking about sexy fruits to having life-changing conversations here.
See?
We are going full circle tonight, guys. We're going on a journey tonight, and we still have some more stops to make.
Yep.
Who's next on
Sharon Metter.
Sharon Metter. If you're having a tough time with your voice because you went to Metallica concert, just let us know. And we are having Dana back on August 19th.
Woohoo!
For another tarot card reading. So if your voice goes, we will have to postpone some of the readings until then. Or then again, they can contact you. And so I saw you sipping on the water. Just want to make sure your voice was still good to go.
I'm so thirsty. I feel so dehydrated.
That's the thing. I get that way. Like, I swear, I was doing spirit work all weekend out at Belgrove, and I could not get rehydrated to save my life. I was drinking primes and water and electrolyte water and everything, and it took me a while.
Thanks, Courtney.
Good night, Courtney.
Dehydrated. Like, I can't suck down enough water. And I took a nap and I woke up and I just haven't been able to drink enough water since that nap. Didn't help that I had a Monster and a large coffee today. That probably dehydrated me. All right. So we're standing on the forefront of a decision. I love for the Two of Wands just using the devil I know or the devil I don't know. So we're standing on the two forefronts of conquering the lands before us or staying on the lands that we know. And not realizing that we are standing on the upper ground of whatever battles that we're fighting, that we actually have the upper ground. So whatever you are going through right now, whether it's conquering the devil you know or the devil you don't know, the ground that you're standing on is the upper ground. You are fighting the winning battle, so you don't have to worry about that. In the future, we have the sun, or the outcome is the sun. The sun is probably the most positive card in tarot, super happy and very, it's all kinds of love, light, and positive goodness. So we got that going on for you. The things in the past that have got you where you are right now, we've got the Knight of Cups and the Hanged Man. So we've gotten some emotional situations that were in there, Maybe you weren't fulfilled emotionally. Maybe you got some emotional news that kind of knocked you through the ringer, and then you got stuck in a moment of pause. This moment of pause was supposed to be a time of reflection for you, but it turned out to be an icky, muddy stuckness. Now, in the future, I do see celebration for you. I do see positivity, so yay. But in order to get to that positivity and that celebration, we need to get through this painful ending. Now, I hate telling people that your pain is necessary, but your pain is absolutely necessary. You're going to say why and all of that. Well, because there's better things on the horizon. We have, in order to get to that sun and that happy, glowy, lovely energy and the other things I'm going to tell you in this reading, you have to go through what you're going through right now. The way you're affecting the environment and the environment's affecting you is, I feel like you are just done. You are tired. You're the King of Swords, and the King of Swords to me is a crotchety old man who doesn't bite his tongue and is quick-witted and just says what he says, means what he says, and doesn't care who he hurts. That's just kind of what we're going through right now, and you know what? That's okay. As long as you're tactful about it. Sometimes it's okay to be in beast mode. We've all been there. Your inner emotions right now, it's like you don't want to people, is what I'm getting. You don't want to people right now, and that's okay. That's not what the card's telling me. That's what I'm getting just from looking at the spread. Like, I'm getting instantly tired, and it's okay. But you got the Sun and the Lovers as your outcome cards, and that's a good thing. Now, does that mean that you're going to get in a new relationship and live happily ever after? No, it doesn't. But what it does mean is that a new partnership, someone that you can have some type of relationship, whether it be a business partner, a friend, or an actual lover, someone is going to come into your life and make you happy. And at the end of the day, isn't that, between that, the celebration, cause for happiness and celebration in the future, the Sun and partnership, that's what you're going to need at the end of this cycle. So just keep pushing through it.
Sounds like pretty good advice for a lot of people.
Yeah. And I don't think we need any clarifiers for this one.
No.
Awesome. All right. Hope that helped, Sharon. Next, we have Michelle Kleckler Caps.
I suck at doing the bridge, but that's okay, because I have small hands and they're not strong.
Looks good to me.
Queen of Swords, the Hermit. She feisty.
Get them feisty cards.
Well, I'm getting a lot of feminine energy, so I feel like this is just someone who knows who they are. And feisty. Very strong. Very strong. So, we've got the Queen of Swords crossed by the Hermit. So, I feel like they don't want to, like, she doesn't want to people. She wants to go inside herself and is just kind of over it and just wants peace. But she kind of has to people. And when she has to people, sometimes she's just a little rude, but she doesn't mean to be. Very big heart. And I'm feeling like there's like a little bit, like something a little off with her lately. Maybe she's a little snappy right now. But that's okay. The goal for the future is the Queen of Pentacles. Right now, that Queen of Pentacle energy is kind of blocked, but that's okay. Because we can get that turned around. The things in the past that led to that was basically she dealt with assholes. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting Queen of Wands and the Empress reversed. So I'm kind of reading the Queen of Wands. Like, I love the Queen of Wands. I love the Wands passion, the Wands fire, the Wands silliness. I love the Wands don't mess with me or I'll burn you energy. But what I'm getting with this is almost like the opposite of fire. I'm getting water. So I'm feeling like we're dealing with a lot of whiny people, a lot of whiny assholes. And then the complete opposite of the Empress, which is like, instead of being that beautiful Empress energy, we're just getting jerks. So I'm feeling like she just dealt with a lot of assholes, which is leading her to almost ruminate. Like, one of the possible future outcomes is a lot of rumination. And in the current situation, there's the end of the Pentacle cycle, which I feel like is financial, but I don't think that the end of this Pentacle cycle is like a permanent financial thing. Like, so I don't feel like it's like any type of loss. Like, I don't feel like it's a loss of like funds or anything. It might just be like a job change or something. But it's like the end of a cycle. And the way that she affects the world around her and the world around her affects her is like, she's got everything in her control. The Chariot is the card. Like, she's driving her fate. So if she can drive her fate and get a handle on that, then she can stop the rumination, then she's good. She's got the Fool as her inner thoughts. So if she can drive the Chariot and control her inner thoughts, then she can dominate anything.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Stay in control.
Yeah.
Who do we have next?
Michelle Wilfong.
Yes. Okay. Michelle Wilfong. Sharon Metter says thanks. So I think it resonated. Ours says resignated. Resonated.
I don't know words today.
Oh.
Some days words are hard.
Yeah, brain's in shutdown mode right now. So
you had your melatonin tea too early.
Yeah. Well, I'm hitting. It's hitting right when I need it to. So when I want to go to bed, I can just get off here and.
Should be no problem at all.
Exactly.
All right.
There's a lot of energy in this whole show. I think started really
now,
like
you see. I think you're really connected, Ryan, because that's people laugh at me, but like a whole weekend with a bunch of spiritual folks that are doing and I'm doing readings and they're doing readings and we're doing other, spiritual things and tapping into our intuitions and stuff. I'm exhausted. It takes me a couple of days to recover.
I think guarantee we're gonna have a little bit of a paranormal hangover.
It's not the paranormal, but it's the same kind of paranormal.
Yeah, spiritual hangover.
Yep.
So you got some. You're gonna be a busy weekend coming up. For you, Rhonda.
Okay. So we've got change crossed by stability. So, aw.
Yeah, it resonated, not resignated.
Not resignated.
So we've got we've got death crossed by the Four of Wands. So we've got change and stability crossing each other. So I almost feel like this change is rocking your stability, or this change is rocking your household. Probably feels more appropriate. And the goal of this change is healing. So don't be upset by the change, because this change is there to heal. The things that led to this in the past was the beginning of something that manifested abundance. And don't worry, because I think that abundance is still there. Financial abundance, it feels like. Or it could be like physical abundance, like health abundance, something like that. But don't worry, that's still there. Like, that's not going away. Also, I feel like lack of connection. I got the Three of Pentacles, so it could be lack of celebration, but I feel like lack of connection is a little bit more of a more appropriate term. One of the possible future outcomes of this is staying more grounded within the home. Like, this card normally talks about travel, but I don't take it as like less travel or a blockage with travel. I take it as being more grounded. Like, to me, the household is a very grounding place. So this visual for me, if that makes sense, is more grounding. So like, you're going to be staying more grounded. Right now, you are in the situation of the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is upright. So the wheel is spinning in your favor, which is good. The thing about the Wheel of Fortune, though, when it's spinning in your favor,
Uh-oh.
Where did she go? Well, what happened?
The spirits. She's back.
Yay.
And she's back.
so the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is when it's spinning in our favor, we don't always realize that. Are you there?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
here.
Okay. So it's spinning in your favor. Now's the time to go ahead and do that. So don't worry about that. The way that you're affecting the world and the world's affecting you, you're in full on hermit mode, but that's okay, because the answers that you seek are inside you. And that's where you should be looking for them anyway. So if you need to take that break and not people, that's totally cool, because who wants to people anyway? I sure as hell don't. I personally made a decision in my work life to people less and take a pay cut for it. So I don't blame you. Internally, we got what I call the crotchety old man card. So if you find yourself more grumpy, smarter, but more grumpy, that's fine. The total outcome of this is that you are going to be more seated in your power, and you are going to be more empathetic, but it's going to be an internal journey that you're going to have to take, and you're just going to have to take some time out and some space for yourself. So let's pull some clarifiers for this. You need balance. Your life is imbalanced right now. And there is a little bit of learning that you're going to need to go through. It might be emotionally exhausting, but it's okay. And just remember that sometimes when situations seem hopeless, the way out is the most obvious.
See, there we go.
Mm-hmm. It always amazes me how much of these all have similar things, like about peopling, and there's been a lot of hermit energy. So I just found that fascinating when you have a group of people that, like, a lot of these resonate with, it seems like, the collective here. So
Yeah, and
Very
it's funny, like the weather's getting warmer, and that's usually when we want to people,
Not me.
and we're all over people.
When I stay in the AC,
All right.
people on here. That's about it.
Well, the next one we have, I don't know if he's still with us. I know his wife went to bed, but Sean Elliott.
All right. That worked out the way I wanted it to. Oh well. So I'm hearing in my head anxiety, anxiety. And that has nothing to do with the cards I pulled. I'm just hearing anxiety, which seems to be the theme whenever I'm pulling the Seven of Pentacles tonight. So I'm almost not assigning the watch your back, meaning that I normally assign to it. I'm just saying anxiety for tonight. So tonight's meaning for this card is anxiety. So I got anxiety crossed with the Ten of Cups reversed. So I'm wondering if there are some things going on here in the household or emotionally that are causing some anxiety. Don't worry, because one of the goals for this situation is that things are going to be more balanced and fair. We've got the Emperor and the Queen of Wands as your situations in the past that led you to where you are right now. I'm hearing blaringly man and woman. So we've got two strong-willed people is what I'm getting, who are kind of like the type of people who don't back down, who are kind of sitting in the shadow of the past, who kind of got us to where we are right now. The future, I see King of Pentacles energy going on. Everything kind of goes like nice. Everything kind of is just in its place financially. Good times had, strong seat of power, very empathetic, very kind. Like everything just kind of comes around. Right now, there's a blockage with that future outcome because we still got some things we need to move through emotionally. So right now, we're kind of sitting in this position where there's a kind of a feeling of lack, or like we're missing out on something. So we kind of need to move through that. There is an end of the cycle going on right now. That's kind of the way you're affecting the world, and the world's affecting you. And internally, we need to deal with some justice. We need to work out some justice that's going on, and some fairness. We need to balance the scales. Now, the outcome of this situation is the Hanged Man. One thing I will warn you is, and this is what I feel like is going to get you that pentacle energy that we need, is when you're in the Hanged Man, let this be a time of rest and reflection. Don't let this be murky. So take this time to breathe, rest, restore, and really think. And don't let yourself get stuck. As long as you don't let yourself get stuck, you'll get everything you want and everything you need.
Well, there you go. Hope that helps, Sean. If you're here, if people are not, I think always come back and listen to it.
Yeah, that's what I figured I would tell him. Hey, we did the read. Go listen to the end of the show.
And then I'll pull 3 clarifiers for him since he might not be here. So he's got some things that he's holding on to very tightly that he needs to let go of. everything's coming really hard and really fast right now because it's supposed to. And some things gotta hurt. Some things that he's going through right now gotta hurt before they get better.
I go through the storm to get
Yeah,
to
well,
the
that's
light.
what they say. I was gonna say, like, just like that, you gotta go through something. You can't go around it. You got to go through it.
Exactly.
Okay, Angela, I had you on my list. I wasn't sure if you wanted to read it or not, so I'm assuming that your message is yes. So,
Yep. She says Angela is still here.
yep, Angela Ellison, you are next.
Angela. The 10 of Pentacles is popping up like left and right tonight.
So it's the Queen of Wands.
Yeah. But the Devil just made another appearance, and so did Justice.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, I am shuffling these cards good so that, the Hierophant made another appearance. So, we've got the end of an emotional cycle crossed by control. And I don't know if this is crossed by a controlling person or just crossed by the need for control. Like, when I say controlling person, I mean more like OCD and not like abusive control. The outcome, like one of the potential outcomes is there's going to be a lot of juggling going on. The things, maybe it was an OCD, because the things in the past that lead us to where we are right now is an imbalance in the scales of justice and a lot of rumination. One of the things that I would recommend in the future is talking to people. We've got the Hierophant. So, like, the Hierophant could mean reaching out to somebody who is knowledgeable on subjects that you don't know. Traditionally, that could be clergy, or that could just be like a boss or a manager. Usually it's just someone who is in a position of authority. But in this case, it could even be me, because you're having me reading your tarot cards. So it's someone who's just reaching out to somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable on a subject than you. You are in your head. And right now you need to seek balance. There's some learning that needs to go on right now, both emotionally and I don't know if it's financially or on the health side, but once you get that out, you're going to be able to do the juggling act really well. You do need a moment of pause just to kind of get through the situation, and it's going to be the same advice I gave before, because you have the Hangman in reverse. Don't let this moment of pause be muddy. Make sure that it is a beautiful spiritual pause where you get the rest and relaxation that you need, and you get the answers from within. And I'm going to say pull the Band-Aid off so that you can follow your own bliss. Hopefully that makes sense.
Hope so. It helps with this, whatever questions she has, with her, whatever situation she's dealing with. One more.
One more. Last but not least,
Moss.
we've got Vet Girl 84.
That girl.
I know, baby. I'm almost done, okay? He's tapping my. I know, I'm almost done. Does my hair taste good? Queen of Swords. Keep watch and grow. This is my life today. Tarot cards by Creamy.
You want to sit on the action?
All right. So this one we've got the Queen of Swords blocked by the seven, reversed with the Seven of Pentacles, and I almost feel like there's a blockage in speaking her truth. Speaking their truth. So I'm wondering if there's something going on right now where we're not able to say what we want to say for some reason. The potential outcome is kind of recommending not working on group projects right now and doing a little bit of a solo thing. That's more so because in the past, we put a lot of work into honing our craft. And Creamy, do you mind?
Creamy said, show's over.
We put a lot of work into honing our craft and getting where we are right now. So maybe it's best to just work with that. There's also been a lot of atonement and judgment that's happened in the past as well. The future is going to really involve using your intuition and using your gut to kind of sniff out who you do choose to work with when you choose to work with other people. Right now, it looks like maybe your intuition's a little bit off because something's going on right now. That the way that the world is affecting you and you're affecting the world is that you don't feel as abundant as you should, and that makes sense. But just know that you are totally abundant because this card, even though it's reversed, because this placement is more about feelings, I feel like because of your hard work and whatnot, you are a lot more abundant that you should than you are feeling that you are. Your emotions right now, you're at the end of a cycle, so it's okay. But just know that you're going to be there's going to be more emotionally fulfilling things coming in the future. And not everybody that wants to give you guidance has your best interests at heart, but you are going to get more stability when it comes to your intuition. And those seeds that you planted, they're growing. It's coming. I mean, there might be news about that too.
Awesome.
Nice.
Heck yeah. it's good to know that there's going to be some kind of information coming your way.
Yeah. Now, I don't follow the tarot timelines. I don't want to be held to any timelines.
Yeah.
I don't use the tarot timelines.
Yeah. Well, is that it?
Yep, that's the whole list. And I feel like there were so many similarities in repeating cards tonight. I feel like anybody who didn't get a reading specifically and anything Dana said at all resonated with you, take it.
See?
Yeah.
Take it. Take it. It was meant for you as well.
Yeah, there was definitely an overall like sense of like the readings tonight. It kind of like we'll have the same kind of information, and I think that goes well for like believing in yourself and taking chances.
And if you don't want to people, you don't have to. Like, we're all over peopling. Oh, you're welcome.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's almost like the readings were for the individual. They were tailored to the individuals, but the theme was for the collective.
Yeah,
correct.
And they all fit. They all fit like person's situation. And Amanda messaged me. She said that you did a great job, and it's it definitely helped her out a lot.
Just I'm glad. It proves that people end up where they're supposed to be to hear what they need to hear at the right time.
Yes,
even if you don't ask for it.
If you have any questions and you need some help with the current situation on, let's see, August 19th, I believe, we have Miss Dana Marie Vollmer coming on back on the show. Yep, August 19th.
Yep, I'll be glad to be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this time I won't look like a bog witch, and hopefully my cat won't be co-reading with me, unless everybody wants Creamy to come back.
Oh, we definitely want Craney to come back. I mean, we definitely want Craney back for sure. This will be right in the prime of me complaining about summertime, and we have all that to look forward to.
Yeah.
In about 2 months.
By August 19th, he's gonna be talking about pumpkin spice crap.
Oh my god! Hopefully, I'll be sipping on a pumpkin spice latte on August 19th. Decaf, of course. I'm not trying to be up on it. But. Oh my gosh, guys! Dana, thank you so much for coming on. We almost made it to 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I am so glad I don't do 2-hour shows anymore. Because I don't think I could do it every Tuesday night.
I'm going pretty quickly after this is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was definitely running on fumes. There are a few times I was like, I need to say something, but I can't think. My brain just is not working right now. So, guys, Dana, thank you so much for coming on the show. We will see you on August 19th.
Yep.
And we've got Cabin Con this weekend. We'll have a full report of that next week.
Yep.
And we've got Darren Buss from Midwest Ghost Seekers going to be joining us next week on the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show. Same freaking awesome time.
Same freaking awesome show.
See you guys later. Good night, guys.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Dave.